Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Romance Ramblings, uncut and off the cuff musings with Ava Stone and
Jerrica, Knight-Catania, and
we have a special guest with us tonight.
Elizabeth Essex.
Hey, Elizabeth.
welcome.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers. I have
Friday.
What do you have?
Jer, what are you drinking?
Oh, I'm drinking a Pinot Noir tonight.
Excellent.
And I've got another cider of various flavors. So cheers. Happy Friday.
Whatever you're drinking.
There we go.
Right.
Make it count.
So I don't know if you can see this well, Jer. It's kind of against the back, but it's stars.
It's beautiful.
I picked it up especially since we're talking to Elizabeth tonight because, you know, as I was saying earlier to her, from one Texas girl to another, you got to wear stars. So I was trying to.
Stars are bright, deep in the heart of Texas.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
I'm not really a Texas girl. I just got here as soon as I could, but I'll take it. I love living here.
And how long have you been there?
20. Oh, you're making me do mathematics.
I know. I had to do royalties yesterday. So I had to do math, which like drains any creativity I had.
Thank you for that. 20. Okay, so my oldest child is 24, and I got here 5 years. So I came in 1990. So I've been here a while, nearly 30 years.
Okay.
Wow.
So you got there to make sure your kids were Texans.
This is the key.
So now, you know, Jerrica's not going to care about this at all, but my family is old Texans. Like we had, you know, land grants from Stephen F. Austin died at the Alamo, old Texans.
Well done, y'all.
Yeah, but I've been in North Carolina for now I'm going to do math myself. My son's 22, so 23 years.
There you go. It's a beautiful place.
It is, you know, I mean, home is where the heart is, and the heart's always kind of in Texas, but yeah.
Yeah, that I've found that I've lived all over the world, and when I was an archaeologist, I went all over the world, and I loved that. But now I just can't wait to get home all the time, no matter where I travel, even places I love to travel to.
How did I not know you were an archaeologist?
Okay, so I was a nautical archaeologist, which means shipwreck.
Oh, cool.
So I did shipwrecks for a while, and that's one of the reasons I love to write Royal Navy heroes, because I excavated their ships and I researched their lives and how their ships were made and all sorts of things like that. So I really, really love to write Royal Navy heroes because I have that background.
You know, I knew that you wrote all the Royal Navy heroes, but I did not appreciate that. Okay, that makes all the sense in the world now. Very cool.
That is really cool.
It's okay. You know, there are days when I dream about it, and I used to a lot more often dream that I was underwater, swimming underwater the way I used to. And those dreams were like, I miss it so much.
Oh.
But now I dream about writing books.
That's good. So now your water, I know Jerrica's heard me say this before, but I don't know if I've ever said it on, you know, for video, so everybody will get a treat now. My son loves the water, and I am of an age where I grew up with Jaws. Like,
yes.
So like at some point I will be in the water, and I try to be brave for him his whole life, because there's nothing he likes more than diving. And he's certified scuba when he was 12, and he would free dive down to wreck. He could do that beforehand. Like, he loved all of this, and I am a total chicken. So I would be in the water just the whole time going, I don't know if it's 5 minutes in or half an hour in, but at some point in the water I'll hear dun, and I'm like, and then I'm done for the day. I'm out. I'm in the boat. I don't know.
As a person professionally underwater all the time,
yeah,
I would dive with you anytime.
Okay.
If there isn't a part of your brain that is saying, excuse me, you're a land mammal, you do not belong here, get out now, then you're not safe.
Right.
The people who have a healthy amount of fear are quite the right people to do that with.
Okay.
Because people who people who think this is a stroll in my backyard,
Oh God, no.
they live there. You're just visiting, and you look yummy.
Okay.
So I'm with Ava. I am another Jaws product.
Oh, me too.
So there's at Typhoon Lagoon in at Disney World, the water park, they actually have like a tank, not a tank, but it's like you swim with all the animals, the fish, whatever, and you swim from one end to the other, and they're like all underneath you, and they make it look like you're in like a barrier reef or a reef, what, coral reef, whatever.
Yes.
And I was, my daughter was like 5 at the time, and she and Eric are like zipping across, and I'm just in a complete panic trying to get to the other side.
That's what's logical.
I can't do
That's
it.
what's logical.
Yeah.
Honestly. You will not find any criticism from me. Your brain is not saying, I don't belong here. This is not my home.
There's a problem. Okay. I feel so normal now.
It's quite normal. You're quite brilliant. Your lizard brain is doing a lot of very important work for you. Trust it.
Okay.
So what called you to that then? Like, what makes someone want to do that?
Oh, honestly, too many Jacques Cousteau specials as a kid. I grew up on the water. I grew up sailing. I was so curious about it. I still have a healthy amount of fear about it. But I was just so curious. And all those Jacques Cousteau specials where he would say, and now we enter a world which is familiar yet strange. I wanted to go with him. I wanted to go right then with all of those, yes, please. And I discovered archaeology, and I have a puzzle brain. I have a brain that loves to solve puzzles, and I'm very spatially oriented. I love the physical puzzle of an archaeological site.
Cool.
My brain likes it so much. And I've discovered recently through taking some classes that I write books that same way. I don't plot. I have an idea about what I'm going to find, but I just start digging. And I really like to discover the story as I go along.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, my puzzle solving brain loves to come at story that way. I've tried to plot, I've tried to have outlines, but as soon as I'm done with the outline, the book is over.
Right. And it's not exciting anymore.
It's not exciting anymore.
Yeah.
So for me, it's about pleasing my brain, that puzzle solving, fitting all the little pieces. What does this piece mean? Why is that there? All of those little things I loved about being an archaeologist. It was, yeah.
So do you like escape rooms then?
Oh, I love all those kinds of games. I start every morning with crossword puzzles because I like the puzzle solving of that. Plus, it's words, so I like that. Words with friends. I love bananagrams. I love any kind of spatial puzzle.
That's awesome. That's so fun.
Very
I
cool.
love crosswords too. I'm a big crossword person.
Well, you just have to go with, I think, what your brain needs to be happy. I've been doing in these past 2.5 weeks, which were a little more fraught for me because I was in San Francisco right before the shelter-in-place order came because my daughter lives there, and I had gone to proofread the grammarian writer. Let's go proofread her master's thesis, and then her work shut down and her grad school shut down, and I brought her home with me, and then San Francisco closed down.
Wow.
So we stayed here and we're very careful with ourselves and basically self-quarantined from the rest of our family for 16 days. It's 16.
Wow.
We're all like, okay, that's enough. But
Good. We're fine.
that's enough of that. But yeah, the just actual physical jigsaw puzzles and word puzzles have been the only way to to stop the crazy running of, oh, I'm living through a pandemic. Isn't that interesting? Okay.
Right.
Today I was looking for puzzles because we've got one that my stepdaughter gave us for Christmas that was a crazy puzzle. Like I kept telling her it was like a torture device she gave us. It's like an island and there's water and sky and they're all the colors. It's like all the blue. But we're almost done with it. And I'm like, this has really like saved my sanity. I need some more. People are price gouging puzzles.
They are.
You get to go. And I told Dave I was looking yesterday and found the same thing. I'm shocked.
Yes. Well, okay, here's what we're going to do. I have a vast assortment of extra puzzles. When this is over, I'm going to pick a couple. I'm just going to send them on.
All right.
Send them on, and we're going to round robin available puzzles that we do have, because I've got a few new ones, but I'm going to keep the old ones in circulation. I've given some to my next door neighbor. I gave some to another person in the neighborhood. I put a club out with them the other day, like, please take a puzzle.
They should go to the little library boxes, you know, the people that have.
I need a little library box.
Puzzle box.
Great.
Yes, that'd be brilliant.
Oh, before we start, let me show the graphic before I forget, because you know I'll forget.
Here's a graphic.
Smart.
Let's see. I'm hoping this is it. We're gonna find out.
There you are. Look at that, super cool.
And why didn't it show the next page? Oh, there we go.
There it is.
A breath of scandal.
And we're covering up your hero's face with Jerrica.
That's okay. I think it's so delicious. Sorry, ladies, if you get a little chance, go look at that gentleman. Honestly, the lovely actor who posed for that was like just finished being like an Israeli commando or something, and now he's trying to be a stuntman in, he was lovely. A lovely human being, but my goodness, I felt bad that I had to keep him clothed for my cover. Like it was a waste of a perfectly, honestly, I felt like I needed to call up his mother and say, superb work. Just a fabulous job.
Well done.
Well done, you.
Great.
Yes.
The most charming young man.
It's so funny.
Yeah. It's nice though. It makes me think very, very fondly of that cover. It's a reissue. I must say that too. It's a reissue. That was a book that I originally wrote for St. Martin's, and I have all of the rights back to those books now.
Okay.
And yay, putting them all out on my own in a. I thought it was a child. I was like, oh,
sorry. That's my cat. Yeah, he's like freaking out about it. What's wrong, baby? He just walked up the stairs and went, meow. He's crazy.
Oh.
Oh,
that's hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
So what are you all working on? I want to know what you're working on. I want to know how anybody else is managing to write.
Well, you're talking to the wrong two women tonight. We're actually working on the next set of Kevner stories.
Oh wow, cool!
And it's supposed to. It's due in I think like a month. I keep getting questions. When is this due? And I keep ignoring those. So if folks are watching this, I didn't see those. I don't know what you're talking about right now. Like I just, I know, Kitty.
Look.
Oh.
Kitty scratch you?
After my face.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So funny enough, I haven't written a word in about. I hadn't written in about a year, and then school started in September. And so I knew I had this Kevner story that was going to be due in April. So I was like, well, I better get started on it now because I'm slow as molasses. So I started on it, and about a week into school or 2 weeks into school, we started having some issues with the kiddo, and just sucked everything out of me. It was horrible. And so
I completely understand. I have had a year like that with a college aged.
Yeah. Oh,
in my family who's needed a lot of attention and a lot of help.
Right. Right. Well, and we started homeschooling her, so that kind of blew everything to pot. Well, the good news is that
you're ready for this moment.
We were totally ready for this. But the good news is that my other two businesses that I run, I'm a travel agent and I have a photography business, and both of those are done. I'm not allowed legally to shoot, so I can't do any photography. And obviously,
Florida, if you go shoot at churches during Sunday services, I hear that's so fine. Like you just
that's hilarious. So, and then obviously no one's booking any travel right now. So I've written 4,000 words in the last week or so. Yeah,
rubbing it in my face.
I'm sorry. Somebody's got to write something.
I'm trying to write something for an anthology, and it was really going great. And then they asked us to put in our synopsises, and somebody else put in a heroine of almost exactly the same name. And that it just one of those things that just happens.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm sort of like I have to revamp everything because she was in another book, this heroine.
Oh.
So I'm just trying to recalibrate. So I spent the day recalibrating and trying to come up with some new ideas. And I came up with a couple of good new ideas. And then I fell down some research rabbit holes about who could be a chevalier, because I like the idea of the chevalier. Anyway. Not to be putting words on the page.
You see research. We were watching something, I don't know, something on TV. I watch a lot of murder TV.
I love that.
It's my thing. And looking at looking over where my husband was, I'm like, Google that. And he went, I can't Google that. They'll find our search history. And I'm like, I'm a writer. I can search anything I want.
All sorts of things. I Google everything. There was a feline in my backyard, and the dogs were going crazy a little while ago. And I looked out, and it turned around, and it had these just big back legs and huge paws and little tufts on its ears. And I was like, Google wildlife, bobcat. We have a bobcat in the backyard. Then I sat out there trying to get a picture of it. It didn't work.
That is so funny.
Yeah, and then I was like, how do you get rid of bobcats? And it's illegal to get rid of them. They're protected.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't kill them, but there's no way to lure them to
shoo them along.
Other area.
I have a great backyard that I've tried to make sort of a bird and bee and butterfly sanctuary. So I think he was the lynx. I'm a little concerned it's a she. I'm a little concerned that she was a little heavy in the belly area. I don't know when bobcats normally give birth, but she looked a little gravid to me. It's definitely.
It's about that time of year.
Is it? Okay. Well.
Are you saying this right? Bobcat breeding? What are these things I don't know about you?
I had no idea. But I think she came to eat the mourning doves that gather in my backyard that eat all the seeds. So
I was like, when you said bird sanctuary, nothing a good-sized cat likes better than birds.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah, because my
poor birds.
It's a circle of life.
It is. But I had one that was inside outside. Now he's on the inside. But for the longest time, I wouldn't put a bird feeder or anything up because I'm like, I feel bad like luring them to their death.
Right. It's not the right thing.
Right.
Well, Boots is an indoor cat, but we have a lanai now. Yeah. And a poor little lizard crawled under under the screen door.
Yeah.
I saw Boots come in with that thing dangling out of his mouth. Oh man, I felt so bad.
I do not feel bad because that lizard did not pay rent. And so it is okay.
I saved the lizard though.
Oh,
I think
do it.
I think he's okay. I got him out.
That's quite remarkable. The lizards in my territory are all on their own recognizance.
Yeah. When you live in Texas, a lot of that stuff's dangerous. Like you just stay away.
Oh.
We've had coral snakes in the yard before too, so
Yeah.
I bit my neighbor.
In fact, we were watching a house hunter thing like in outside Austin, and the guy wanted to build a pond, and I'm like, you're a crazy person. There'll be water moccasins in that. What is wrong with you? The whole time we're watching this, my husband's like, can I watch the show? Okay, but if he talks about the pond again, I'm gonna go off on snakes again. Like
that skunky smell. I mean, I grew up in the country. I didn't grow up in the country here, but I grew up in the country. So we've been walking, and I've said, oh, I get that. There's a snake. I'm getting that funky smell, and my husband is like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Oh, there's a funk. There's a funk." Yeah, you can.
Really?
Like when there's a water moccasin nest or something, there's a very funky funk.
And they are super mean.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I like.
Well, yeah.
Not that I like rattlesnakes, but what I like about a rattlesnake is they'll be like, hey, I'm here. And you're like, thank you, Mr. Rattlesnake. I will not come near you. But a water moccasin is like, this is mine, and that's mine, and that's mine, and you're all in my space, and I'm going to get all of you. And you're like, oh!
Has any of this stuff ever made it into any of your books?
Not that stuff.
Good. I'm like, I need to put more of this stuff like in there, things that we experience in real life. This is useful to my heroines. They could say some stupid hero from blundering in. Oh, God,
you can't reference Jaws or Steven Spielberg in a Regency.
I don't think I've ever, I've done a lot of books on ships, but I don't think I've ever done any sharks.
Now the wheels are turning. I can see it.
Might be the time.
Yep. Oh, speaking of time, I'm looking at the clock and we are out of time.
Seriously, this was so easy and fun to hang out with you all.
Thank you for joining us.
We had a great time.
Seriously, absolutely a pleasure to chat with you. Anytime.
This was so fun. So fun.
Right back at you.
Talk about real things. I love it.
Have a good night, and good night,
all right, ladies
else out there.
Cheers. Stay safe.
Bye.
I keep saying, keep calm, wash hands, stay home, and read books.
Love it. Love it. Preferably our books.
Yeah, there you go. The three of us. That's it. That's all you need.
That's all you need. We have enough.